out there on Fit FM 96.7, the Primal 4K app, Facebook, YouTube. I want to welcome you all again to another episode of Primal Sports Center. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Kane the Sharp Watson. You know what time it is? It's time for Primal Sports Decks. Once again, we have a 1 hour show again this week, and we'll be diving into stuff that happened in the week and things we're looking forward to in the upcoming week. One such thing, or highlight of the week, what's on the tip of everybody's tongue, is the Reggae Boyz and the Reggae Boyz performance in the CONCACAF Nations League. We played Grenada earlier in the week, and that's where we kick things off. So, before we dive into the score,
let me just big up some of the listeners, especially the ones down there in Trelawney.
Definitely.
And Fit FM and St. Anne, Hanover. You know, you guys, I want you guys to call in because this week we don't have a guest this week. So we're going to have the mic open so you can call in. Feel free to call in anytime. And discuss anything that you want to discuss.
And do remember the phone line is 1-876-552-7406.
We're not going to beat your body if you call in with a bad take. You know, it's all in good fun.
Yeah, because I remember a couple weeks ago I was attacked with my Muhammad Ali statement, and I enjoyed the call, and it opened my eyes to do a bit of research.
Yes.
Or more research on Muhammad Ali, because for one, I've never seen Muhammad Ali fight live. I've seen clippings, seen matches, but and I'm sure persons who tout up Ali have never seen Ali fight.
I have. Yeah.
No, not you, Peter. Not you, Peter. But I know people out there, so they're going off of what they hear.
Well, I always talk about the host, but we have to talk about our producer. We have to big him up too.
Definitely.
And Froggy.
Froggy in 5 later on.
Yeah, and Froggy is also here with us as well. So feel free to call in. And I know Wayne, the guy that called in, I think was Wayne. So Wayne had some research there.
No, more research. More research. Because that's why I'm the shrub, because I know what I'm saying,
Yes.
So, I'll feel free to have a discussion, a debate. I mean, all in good fairness and spirit,
Don't be shy.
No, nothing disrespectful. Don't be shy. And I'm sure I'm not always right. I'm right most of the times, but I'm not always right. So I'm free to learn. And learning is key, and we can learn from one another. And don't feel, as Dale said, afraid to call in. Call in and give your sporting topic. Could be in your neck of the woods. It could be worldwide.
Yeah.
Could be race car driving. It could be UFC.
Boy, I really want to
hear
from the people from the West, with this whole cricket thing, because I hear that the West are really value the cricket still,
Yeah.
And we are here in Kingston assuming that, cricket is dead, while in the West, cricket is pretty much still alive and kicking,
You think so?
Well, from the arguments that I hear from people from that side of the island in Jamaica here.
What kind of cricket? Cargo cricket?
Well, all kind of cricket. Community cricket. T20.
Yeah, but everything needs stages, and you need to matriculate and go from stage to stage. So even if there's cricket going on, there's no cricket going on at the top. So that gap.
So you call Kingston the top?
No, I'm talking West Indies, Jamaica.
No. Oh, come on.
No, hold on. West Indies, Jamaica.
Come on.
Even high school cricket, there's not much buzz around it like back in the day. What's the big name coming out of high school?
Yeah, that is true. But I think the people them tell me them love cricket same way.
The love for cricket is still. I know people that love cricket to this day.
Yes, and they still
and tell me that talk more about cricket. I said, tell me if you come on the show, what would you talk about cricket? You're right. What would you talk about cricket?
Yeah. But in terms of competition, yes, the West Indies might not be doing well, but people still,
even the Tallers.
Yeah, they might not be doing well, but them still love them cricket. So I want to hear from them in the West. So guys, call in and tell me about what's going on. I know that
we can't know everything.
Yeah,
we can't know everything.
Put on a big competition down there, and I hear the place ram and pack. And it was amazing to me. I didn't know cricket still exists in Jamaica.
No, it definitely exists, but to the level that it was. Remember, you used to have cricket at every corner and crevice. High school cricket,
of course,
club cricket. But I mean, it's still going on. But to what level? But I mean, people said cricket is still alive and kicking, which I'm sure. But I'm sure there's a drop off.
Let's forget about the level before we get into the football. Forget about the level. What if a lot of people playing cricket but the level is low? It's still exciting, don't it?
Yeah,
it's relative. It's still exciting within them own little space.
But I think even that will breed better cricketers.
Of course,
because if you have more cricket playing, competitive. You will rise to the level and try to rise above your contemporaries.
But you know, our cricketers, we have cricketers that is playing professionally, and you know, our cricketers making some crazy money.
Oh, come on. Are you telling me?
When you compare it to the other disciplines like track and field,
or even a 9 to 5.
Even cricket, they're Jamaican, the Jamaican cricketers making crazy money. You know?
Yep, I know a few of them.
If some of these high school students who probably they can't make it at track and field because they don't have genetics to do so, why them don't transfer over to the cricket? You know what I mean? Because it's very lucrative, you know. It's not as if you're playing for the whole season. You play for 3 months, 2 months.
And even on the bench.
Even on the bench.
Even the warm-up nets. Facing, you know, spin bowlers down there in the subcontinent.
People should really get more. The youngsters, them should, maybe they need to be highlighted.
But you know, we don't really like to do things for mediocrity.
Exactly.
Although, you know, as you said, it pays. But there are cricketers out there, even in the club system, Melbourne, Kingston Cricket Club, that some of these cricketers are playing cricket on the subcontinent and traveling week in, week out. To play what they love. Yeah. So I said, cricket is still out there. Cricket is still playing.
Of course. But anyway, let us jump back in. You know, we want to touch on the football. You know, Reggae Boyz played a match. It was on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we won 4-1. But even so, before we dive into the result and the scoreline and the starting lineup, the squad changed a bit. Due to injury, 3 players are out and some players are in. Last week we spoke about Whisper not being in. Remember that? We were talking, and I think it was the last part of the show where there was no Whisper in the squad. And seeing that Cephas couldn't make the journey, which speculations are that GFF didn't buy his ticket from Turkey to come and represent for the nation. And I'm saying that if you don't plan to do this, then why have him in the squad?
Yeah. Plan to pay for the ticket.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm sure there's no flight directions, and it's a 2-legged window where we play Grenada and we're playing Haiti tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if he reached a bit late and couldn't feature in the first match, I mean, he could be in and around the system and even try to feature in the second match. But they chose not to. Whatever flight arrangements.
Again. The usual stuff.
And then now, your replacement, which is everybody's favorite, our crowd favorite in terms of wanting to be in the system where we see a future and we see a bright light, was not named in the squad. And this is due to not playing enough football. So even so, one of the strikers is out due to whichever reason you choose to give us, which basically is your fault as well.
Yeah, of course.
Say he's out. Say, even if it was due to injury or what have you.
But in all fairness, why do you need such a... You're playing against Grenada and Haiti, right?
Remember, said Haiti was in the stadium, you know.
Yeah,
we heard that much, you know.
I know.
So it's not as...
I know it's not as easy, but... Yeah, man, some of these... Well, Mikel and these...
No, but even so, Cephas is not a regular name in the squad.
Yeah. No, well, I agree that he should have been here with the team. I agree with that one, with that selection. Because
remember you're building unity
and
a core group.
Yeah,
because I remember what Simoes said when we interviewed Simoes.
Yeah.
The team, they played matches upon matches and they build a camaraderie. Carl Brown, they're saying that the team, Renee Simoes, everything, what made them better in that campaign is the amount of matches they played and the amount of time they spent together. And over that period of time, remember when you see him go Brazil and play a whole set of matches? Could have been a choreographed match. It could have been a big match, but although, I mean, you go Brazil, the level should be high no matter what. But the more playing time, the more time on the field and the more time together, it build a sort of camaraderie, a sort of know your strength and weakness.
But is it practical though?
To what?
In these times, in these new times.
Practical for?
To have the squad playing all of these matches, you know, a lot of...
No, but even so, when you do have matches, and there's an international window, because FIFA allows international window, I mean...
some of these guys actually really want to come back to play against some of these teams, and you know, they're in...
So when do they want to play? Only World Cup qualifying?
And maybe the clubs don't even want to send them as well.
Well, that is a different tape, but I'm sure the players want to come because, you know, when time comes, You can't just jump into the team just like that. So if a Cephas gets an opportunity now and scores
Cephas, I mean, like the bigger names. He's a rising but the bigger names like Mikel and these guys.
What are you talking about bigger names? We don't have no big name in the squad.
All right. The so-called big name.
No, one big name. Well, you call one big name, Mikel Antonio. Name another big name. Name another big name in the squad.
Maybe Leon.
Maybe.
Guys.
So you're going on. There's no big names in the team.
What I'm not saying, some of these clubs, especially in EPL, the managers might not want to say.
And plus, have you seen the performances of these big names in the team? They're lucky that they still have a spot. Because of the names, true. They still have a spot.
Obviously.
And as my producer said, it seems that the coach is picking the team off resume. If you play here, or if you play there, or you play for that team, you're playing in English League Championship,
it's obvious.
or you're playing in League 2, or once you're playing in England, or once you're playing in Europe, that make you better than even some of the local players.
All right. So we're not coming off the top.
That is a package deal.
We're still into what you say, because I'm sometimes wondering if it's practical to use the same approach from 98 to now, right?
Yeah.
And we heard about Coach Hallgrimson, assistant coach.
Both of them were asked the question, and more than once. And basically, I get the feeling everything is referred to 98 and what René Simoes did for the team. Yeah. As a foreigner coming into the team, René Simoes, and they even said they respected it. Wholeheartedly, that job he took on, and the results he got, and getting us to what we did, go to 98 France. Yeah. But they're saying that we shouldn't dwell on the past and look to the future.
Yes. So,
what's your take on that? But I know, my take on that is, before you go, is that you can't really know your future if you don't accept your past or look into your past. It's like, that's what makes you who you are. And as I said, we have a culture and everything that surrounds our football going forward. As I said, a lot of international players are in the team and all of that, but yet still, that blueprint that René Simoes have, I don't think it's necessarily the blueprint we should use now, but yet still, you can garner something from what he did and apply it, and apply what you bring to the team to move forward best. But I don't think that you should totally lock out your past or don't look back. Not necessarily looking back, but yet still, it's like saying, don't call Nani a hero. This is about Nani way back in the day. Or give people props, Mama Lou, or whosoever, no matter what the spectrum. But yet still, those people are what was done in the past. Help us look to go forward in the future. And we as a nation, we are proud of our past.
Of course.
And yet still, we use that to try to move forward and go to the future. Not to saying that, all right, Simoes do it this way, so we're going to do it that way. But yet still, you can say, all right, how Simoes get a Walter Boyd in check online? How he moved from point A to point B, where the office is a fortress.
Yeah.
In that time, remember, the office, we don't lose, even if it's a nil or draw, the office was the office.
I agree with.
Is he?
He sounded kind of defensive when he was.
It's more like I'm tired of hearing this really much this thing.
I'm tired of hearing about the past or the part, whatever.
Yeah, man, really so do him do.
Exactly, but him have a point still, and I think there's a balance for real.
There's a balance.
Some pieces. One of the biggest things, as you just said a while ago, for me is when René, in terms of the money, René Simoes got people to invest into the Reggae Boyz when he came into Jamaica.
And then that's what I said. Him can look on that and say, all right, René Simoes use, give me some money too. Then don't do anything. Comparisons is. It's a fickle line. It's a fickle line to compare.
Bits and pieces of what he did, of what René did, and you kind of tweak it to fit the current situation and environment that we're living in now. That's no, because I know for sure back from 94 to 98, most of the players of the team, they all lived together. Yeah. With the exception of the guys that play professional football. So you can't have that now, because everybody in the squad now, basically they're all professionals. They're playing all over the world.
Yeah, and it's a different setup, a different president, different president to playing against different teams, higher quality teams. Because even some of these smaller countries have improved enough players all over the world. The Haiti team have most of their players are playing in French League 2 or the second division in France. So,
but I just thought it never sound. It was sound kind of defensive. It never
like,
sound.
let me do my thing. I'm the business about Simons.
That's how really. That's how it sounds.
It kind of sound that way. But what he's trying to say is, hey, we're looking for. But even so, he qualified Iceland for the World Cup, and I'm sure he's taking some of what he did using that small nation and their culture, which he's from there, and trying to implement.
I don't think nothing from Iceland applies here in Jamaica.
I don't think so as well, but
I think I think
so
the way they go out there, the way their culture and the way they go about doing business is totally different.
So his roadmap to success with Iceland, you don't think he's using some of it?
I think
he probably should.
I don't think I think he should take a totally different approach. I don't think Iceland and Jamaica.
So should he take something out of Simone's playbook? I don't know.
Obviously, you have to take something. All right, look.
Because of the culture.
Can you remember when the Chinese, the table tennis coaches came to Jamaica here? They couldn't function, because they came here and them said, "Ratted, we don't even have a place to play." They couldn't improvise.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So what he's used to is different out here. Yeah.
Exactly. You have to. For me, in the next hiring, because I don't think he's gonna last long. The next hiring.
You're calling for the coach's head?
Of course.
Even so, I'm saying.
I think the next hiring you have to look for somebody who can adapt and adjust quickly. That's what it takes. When you come to Jamaica,
how you gonna know them can do that?
No,
I thought this coach could have done it. Because we see him at Manning Cup matches, we see him at Premier League matches. Them talking about everything is chicken, eating a bag of jerk chicken. Chicken here, chicken there.
Him don't eat chicken.
The assistant coach, I see our next interview.
Assistant probably eat chicken, but him not eat chicken.
But they're saying, there's a lot of chicken here, jerk chicken.
Complaining about the food as it come and all of that. Oh, we eat this and we eat that and we eat that.
But that will always be we will always eat that.
That's my point that I make. You have to learn how to. I think Simons did a great job when he came here. In terms
so you're saying it's best for us to probably have a homegrown coach. We probably best for us to have a homegrown coach.
A homegrown coach. When you interview somebody, if you want to appoint somebody, you have to know the background, you have to know them come up. You can know whether or not this person can adapt and adjust to certain things. Not everybody can do it. Remember that I tell you the Chinese coaches after 2, 3.
But even given coach this coach's resume, would you hire him? Yes, of course you'd hire him. Given his resume.
Not necessarily.
I mean, qualifying Iceland for the World Cup, that would just jump off the paper. A small nation of X amount of people and qualifying through Europe and getting the job done, making noise, having the team play how they played, camaraderie, all of that. But you would have hired him. But is he the man for the job? I don't think so as well. I agree. I don't think he'll last much longer. He's getting couple results here and there, but
anyway.
When will be the time? Because
I'm not gonna beat him down too much. I think him have about another 2-3 years here. Until we should be able to qualify.
But if he qualifies for the World Cup, he'll be with the team for World Cup, and then we'll be saying a different thing on Primal, like, hey, we stuck with Coach Green.
I don't think we'll qualify for the World Cup.
With USA, Mexico, Canada,
based on the pattern and the trend that I'm seeing, I don't think we'll qualify for World Cup. Even though it's the easiest World Cup to qualify for. I don't think so. I don't think.
So you think
everybody talking about who must qualify because what 2-3 spots?
Yeah.
You have Costa Rica, you have Honduras, you have Panama, you have Trinidad, you have Haiti, you still have teams there. You still have teams there that will still have to be. I was struggling against Haiti.
No, Haiti's a good team.
And I'm sure Panama is a better team than Haiti.
Yes.
And I'm sure Costa Rica.
Where do you think the change needs to make? Because we definitely want to qualify for. Where do you think the change needs to make? Administration, coaching. Well, it can't be the players, because the players are the players. We can't change the players.
The JFF president, they have an elections coming up, so let us hope that. For me, I want to see a change at the head.
Okay,
at the top.
That's good.
I want to see a change. There's too much of the same things happening.
And you think that would help the coach?
Of course. When you have a strong leader, I think it can trickle down.
Like Horace Burrell.
Horace
Burrell.
But Ken, you
as Renee says, Horace Burrell instilled confidence all around. Not only with the coaching system and the players, but the board.
Could be talking to Horace Burrell or behaving this way right now. I'm not saying
even
that
the players themselves, even the Reggae Boyz.
they would not be
You have to know
behaving this way.
yourself, the captain. Yeah, man, the captain run things, man.
We need somebody like that. That's what the association need. I don't know much about Raymond Anderson. He's the VP, current VP, running against his president, which is Ricky. So I don't know much about Anderson in terms of his leadership quality. So I don't know. But I think we need a change because even though the girls them still complain that they don't get their money yet, some of the money. So it's just things, it's just issues after issues. So
the head isn't strong. So first of all, we need a change in administration.
That's what I think. We need a change first. We need a change, and even the firing of Donaldson,
Lauren Donaldson.
Coach, even the way that was handled.
It wasn't fired. It's a contract run amok.
No.
It wasn't renewed.
It wasn't renewed.
Yeah, it wasn't renewed. So he didn't get fired.
Yeah, but anyway. I think we need a change, and I don't see the Reggae Boyz qualifying for World Cup based on the pattern that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I would need. For me, he's not calling the right players.
Dude, but that's on the president. The president don't call the players.
Listen,
no, the president don't call the players.
No, I don't think.
I know the president not calling the players. The coach calling the players.
Well, for sure, I know for sure, but.
Norris used to call him players.
No. He had influence.
Okay, yeah.
On certain
of course
made by the coach.
I don't think this president don't have no influence on whether I'm called CFAS or not. In terms whether you put in whisper or not, because
there's too many mistakes. You don't think so? There's too many mistakes.
And
you
you're
think
first.
We're gonna beat Costa Rica? You think we're gonna beat Panama?
But we have time. And we have this so-called names out there, the big names playing in the big clubs. Because I say Shamar Nicholson getting assists in French league in Liga. He's one of the top assist leaders in the French league.
In the French league, no.
Yes, so far.
Yeah.
I mean, Mikel Antonio playing top flight football.
Yeah,
man. Bobby Reed playing top flight football. Liam Bailey playing top flight football. Demar Gray would just stop playing top flight football and go and start to go get the bag, Demar Gray. I don't wrong you. Yeah. Get the bag. And so you have 5 top flight players basically in the squad. And we're not getting enough out of them.
Yeah. Anyway, we need some midfielders, Kane.
There you go, because all of these players are in and out. Are basically the same. Wingers are, I mean, Mikel Antonio is a point man. Shamar Nicholson is a point man, but as I said, what is the makeup of the team for us to get better to beat these teams you said that we need to qualify for the World Cup? Because definitely we're not looking on Grenada to pose a formidable threat to us
in the future for qualification.
No. If we were that the case, then
might even have to start watch Cuba too.
No, I don't.
I'm telling you.
Well, hey, we're watching everybody. Once you come in front of us, we need the 3 points. And it's good to get goals in the bag. And going to the match now, we did so getting a 4-1 victory.
Over Grenada.
Over Grenada.
So what you say, we have Haiti tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
7 o'clock JA time.
7 o'clock Jamaica time. All right, so Whisper is currently with the team now.
Yeah, you won't get in the game time.
It apparently so, yeah.
You won't get in.
Because if you didn't play against Grenada, why would you play against him?
And then you wouldn't have him in the squad because you're saying he's not playing enough football.
But is Whisper really fit enough though? I start to question.
Why wouldn't he be fit enough?
For Whisper last week. Now, I'm not going to say too much on it. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I'm wondering, is he ready to play football at this moment? Is he ready to play football at this moment?
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he be ready?
Is he fit? Is he fit enough?
He should be fit enough. Why are you questioning his fitness? Like you have an inside scoop.
No, I'm just wondering. Maybe there's something else behind just not selecting him.
But even on his free time, say he's not in a professional setup now or one of these big clubs. What do you think Whisper is doing at this moment in time? You don't think he's out there training? I mean, you love the sport. You're young. He must be on some field kicking something, getting some coaching. And he's in a camp where out of Craig Butler system. He must be playing football somewhere. Probably not in a professional.
I have observed these youngsters nowadays. And I'm not beating them down.
You sounds like you are.
No, I'm not beating them down. But I don't think that a lot of these youngsters, they're involved in the sport that they play. To that level. I don't think so. Trust me, I don't think so.
I think you're using it more so general statement in your table tennis. This is in your table tennis coaching career.
I'm not fighting the youth, Peter.
No, easy. I know what Dale is pointing to. You know, Dale is more pointing to his personal experiences over the years coaching, and I've witnessed. Yeah, even witnessing, even for me as well, yes. And some of my personal experiences,
yes,
in and around coaching, whether it's in the national system, because I've coached at cadet championships and privately students. I feel that most of them, not all of them, these students, the parents more want them to play than they actually want to play.
Yes, that's one thing.
The kids don't really want to play.
That's one thing. That's one thing. I think there's a
What's
lot
two? That's two things. Go ahead. Go say what you said. Don't hold back.
There's a lot of distraction.
You know, so I don't like what I don't like with you sometimes you hold back. Yeah. And when you choose to go out, you go out there and some way. Say what you feel like. We said nobody now hold you back.
Within our environment, there's a lot of distractions in Jamaica.
In the world.
No, I'm speaking specifically to Jamaica alone. Would I deal with Jamaica right now? There's a lot of distraction and a lot of the younger people. I don't think they're as focused as they are to be at this point in their career. You know, I can point to many different occasions that I've seen people out, and I'm wondering, what are you doing out at this time? You know, as an athlete, and I know even the YouTuber brought up this issue and highlighted some of the Reggae Boyz as well. And I'm saying, this is not the time. You know, you're about to make a big move. You're about to really get into that league. What are you doing? What are you doing for certain?
I know. I saw, even so funny enough, I saw a post earlier in the week. International footballer, Italian, Marco Verratti. And his statement was, first of all, before he went into what he was going into, his first statement is, footballers are humans too. And we do live our lives. As humans, we are humans. And he's saying that why people relate to him so much, because he's the type of person that you saw him out a lot. Not out in terms of parties only, but out in the street, going to the supermarket. I mean, walking on the road, going to parties as well, because he said that's how he felt comfortable, and his life isn't centered around football only, and he wants to just live regularly like humans. And he said footballers are humans.
Balotelli, yeah?
No, Marco Verratti.
Okay, Balotelli was talking the same kind of thing.
Marco Verratti. So these international players, whether no matter what sport, they're humans and want to do human things. To the level what you're saying that it affects their play, there has to be a line drawn, but from it doesn't affect their level of play or go against their work professionalism, then it's fine. You can go out with friends at a dinner at TGIF and you drink a glass of wine and be like, oh, why are you drinking a glass of wine and you have match in 5 days time? Yeah, well, you're human. I think a glass of wine not gonna do you nothing.
No, man. There's a place and time for everything.
No, when is that place? Because
I think as a rising star, I think you should be all in. And I'm not talking about Whisper, generally. I think as a rising star, as a youngster, you should be all in at that point. All in. Yes, once you get there and you learn.
So you should lock up in the room and play video games outside of training.
No. They probably should be sleeping.
Sleeping.
And getting ready to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Work on some drills or some footwork or whatever.
Oh, you're saying that it's a time they do these things then?
There's a place and time for everything.
So you're saying that there's no way a professional sportsman should be caught
young
or old?
Women and men, both sides are talking.
There's no way they should be caught in the streets at 1 o'clock in the morning. No, doing nothing. Because supermarket don't open them time there.
Exactly.
So you can't be supermarket to go in.
Exactly.
I mean, what could you be doing at 12? You should be sleeping, you say.
I think you should be fully focused at that point. To
get up at 5 o'clock to go and train.
When you're making that transition, I think you should be all in.
To go to that level.
When you reach there, you know the tricks.
It's a different,
and you know how to balance it, and you know how to manage.
Yeah, because you reach that level.
I don't want them to make the same mistake like on Allen Iverson. Now Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson was young at 21, Mike Tyson practically destroy themselves.
Yeah.
So
the life, the glamour to the glamour thing.
That is what I'm talking about.
Out there in these streets.
You need to have.
It's for the streets.
Maybe some of them need to have that manager to say, oh, listen, this is how you have to do it. Yes, when you establish yourself and you know you season yourself, then you know how to do a little thing here and there. But at this point, you should be all in, especially when you're making that transition.
Oh, to go up to the top. When you reach the top now, you can double here and there, double here. But there's no way you should be caught in the streets at 12, 1 o'clock and you don't make it yet.
That's my point.
You have to make it first before we can even see in the streets at 1 o'clock. Because 5 o'clock, you got to get up and work your ass off.
Let me tell you something. You see, when Michael Jackson went in hiding, you know, that's why Michael got so pop. That aura was around Michael and it wasn't everywhere.
Jordan or Jackson? Which one?
Michael Jackson, sorry. He wasn't everywhere, so him kind of hide himself.
No, that man is weird.
You know, so everybody wants.
That man's a weirdo. This man is different.
No,
you can't use that man.
He's the greatest.
Greatest what?
Of all time.
Michael Jackson stick on sports. Stick on sports.
I'm just saying sometimes.
You can't moonwalk out of this one.
When you stay out of the public eye for a time, people want they just want to know where you're what you're doing. You know, you come off different than when you just the everywhere everybody else see you. No man.
I get what you're saying. So the youngsters need to just sacrifice for a 3-4 year period.
Yes,
so
man.
And then you can live the rest of your life the way you want because you sacrifice that 3-4 years, 5 year period where I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You can't be caught in these streets.
I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm just saying that I don't know if all of the youngsters who trying to make that challenge in any sport.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're
any gender.
Any gender,
any sport, We're not.
The focus level, I think, is just not there. Too many distractions, partying, phones, TikTok. I see people on tour and they're more concerned about how they look.
Taking pictures, posting.
Pictures and they're there for business.
Yeah.
They deal with business first.
Yeah, I see people as a sportsman. I see people do something.
How can you be focused on the next match and oh my God, beat this man, you know, my tactics and oh my God, watching videos.
But it's a different nature and setup now, you know.
That's my point.
Because I see people post these days and I mean, I know everywhere they go, who they're playing, or which city they're in. I'm like, wow.
That means your focus is more on the camera and what you
I guess it's promoting yourself to, I don't know. You have to promote yourself.
I believe they need to make a decision whether they're going to be a TikToker or an athlete. Because I can tell you that I saw that problem creeping into Jamaican sports and table tennis even, where like a top player had to make a choice. Are you going to be a big player or a TikToker?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a guy from Tunisia who have something, African player who is doing the exact same thing. He does a video, he wakes up in the morning, he trains, he knocks up, he gets ready for a tournament. And I feel it's distracting.
It has to be distracting.
You pay more attention to one thing for sure, you're not going to say Fanjin Dong and Malang doing a TikTok, Them guys just deal with winning, right? Yeah. It is the guys who feel they might be out in the early rounds who can afford to do those kind of things. Waste of money, waste of space.
But even if you do a push up, and you're not focused on the muscle, and you go so you're not getting stronger.
They're focusing on camera angles instead of them doing the activity.
Mentally, you're not engaged into actually. You're not getting stronger.
I think it's impossible to multitask at the very top end of the sport.
I don't.
Me talking at the top end. Obviously,
no. But even so, when time comes to prepare, and preparation is not only practice. I mean, you have your the segments where you do X, Y, Z. You chop it up. You have to be, as I said, fully focused, and you have to be in a zone.
Yeah.
People call these people that are elite level obsessed, or you can name all of those, but you have, when you reach that level, you have to be borderline mad.
I mean, I appreciate.
You're a famous player.
Kobe Bryant.
That's what he was known for.
Kobe Bryant.
No man, when it's time, when it's time to be at the very top.
Kobe was just all in all the time.
All the time. Kobe's all in all the time. Especially when him home with him kids and
I don't
Michael Jordan, when him come to training, he's a beast. Even you look at Djokovic have
fully focused, yeah.
I'm going to share the guy with you so you can see what I'm talking about. This guy is doing TikToks of all involved in becoming a top player. And I studied, I like what I'm learning. But at the same time, that guy cannot be his best. Cannot be performing.
Well, all right, guys, we have to wrap up because you know it's time.
Not wrap up, but
we'll get it tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So we should be able to take care.
We draw two all in the office.
One love tomorrow.
You sound like we're at the end of the show. Won't leave predictions later on the show. It's time for sports commentary.
Yes, man. You know what time is it? Peter, take it away. Sports commentary.
Greetings. Congratulations to Coach Hall Grimson on defeating Grenada 4-1. You know, before the big match with Grenada, which Grenada should be getting 9 love and 10 love from us. Before the match against Grenada, I hear the coach say, we have studied them or they're improved a lot. We're watching them closely. You guys saw this? And him sound almost like Grenada and us are equal. Grenada has a population of probably what? 100,000 people? And this is when the team is there. When the team is not there, it's 99,000, etc. Grenada is a tiny little country. And you hear the man talk about the match with Grenada. I felt he was overselling the challenge. But congratulations still. And I saw that Demari got on the score sheet again. I saw that, I wondered why they bothered with this youth Whisper. Why did they take him there? First of all, they left him off the team. And then, because I think of public pressure, then put the man back on the team, right? And it's just, to me, all he's doing is appeasing the public. Because he apparently does not want this youngster to get his break. It seems to me. And now they take him down there and they don't use him. What's the point? This youth is based on what? The evidence of what we in Jamaica see. This youth is the goods. This youth is the real deal. And he's not getting a chance. And so, I don't know, maybe when they have the next round in stadium, I will organize the boycott of the stadium if the youth don't get a run. Because giving this youth a little 1 minute and a 5 minute and a 2 minute and then say give the youth a run, that's very unfair, grossly unfair. This team is being picked off resume, and in particular, it's being picked off British credentials. If you play in Division 1, 2, Premiership, this coach seems to love those kind of players. And you guys, I saw a TikTok where Al Grimson's assistant was telling us that forget about the achievements in France and all this kind of thing. But I think that in this great future, we cannot forget our past. You know what I mean? So dry your tear. No, different thing. So we need to pay attention to what we accomplished before. Professor Simoes sold Jamaica a vision of success. That's what he did, you know. He came and he galvanized. He drew us, we coalesced around a vision. And because of that vision, we were all able, private sector too, and supporters. I remember Simoes even went to a cricket match and wrote an article in the Gleaner. Simoes was on Primal, a month ago, 3 weeks ago? And the man wrote an article that West Indies were losing a cricket match. And nobody was cheering and making noise at the West Indies. And he was trying to explain that in Brazil, this could never happen, right? In Brazil, you go and cheer for your team. And you go and die for your team. And I think these Icelandic guys, they're approaching this thing a bit too coldly, you know? They're not approaching it with the emotion and they don't understand us. Simoes took the time to understand us. And that's why he was successful in Jamaica. Dale Parham said that we need to change a coach. I agree. Where should the next coach come from? I think the next coach should come from 2 countries. We need a Mexican football coach or a Spanish football coach. Now, why am I choosing that? Jamaica need to learn how to play midfield. They need to learn how to position themselves in the middle of the field and look for the next pass and the next pass after that. That's the one thing that I see the Mexicans have of us. No Mexican baller could make a Jamaica team. If a Mexican came here, landed on the ground and trying to make a Jamaica team, he wouldn't make Boys Town team, he wouldn't make Harborview team, he would make any team. But then put them into Mexico and they give us 6 love again. You know what I mean? Because the Mexicans are always assisting in numbers and they're always attacking in numbers. And it's something that we just don't seem to have mastered. And I don't think a man from Iceland can teach us that. I think that a Mexican man or a Spanish man. Why Spanish? Because the Spanish showed us the magic of, what them call it? The Barcelona tiki-taka. Tiki-taka. And the Mexicans have a similar style. Wouldn't you agree? Of scoring around the ball. It's like ants' nest.
And they play aggressive.
In how they play the ball. Aggression, big boxing match coming up next week. Tyson, I don't know which fight I'm going to watch, but Tyson Fury is fighting Francis Ngannou. It's a non-fight, you know, because a big ex-MMA champion is fighting a boxing champion. But they're fighting in the sport of boxing. And I've never seen Ngannou fight. I know he can swing 200 mile per hour punch and hopefully hit Tyson Fury. But that's why you call the puncher's chance. Tyson Fury is too experienced to get knocked out by a lucky punch. And so it will be a boring fight. And we will say never again will we pay for one more of these matches. We wasted time on the Conor McGregor thing. The other day we watched Nate Diaz fight an man. You know, it's going to be a waste of time. So instead of watching the boxing, I would suggest you all watch UFC 294.
Definitely.
Why is UFC 294 such a great match? Because Oliveira has a rematch against Makhachev. And I have tried to find ways in which Oliveira wins this fight. Oliveira used to be regarded as the world's greatest submission artist. And then, but when Makhachev grab him and hold him down, he's the fastest I ever see a man tap out. And I don't know what Oliveira has done to his game, but I'm interested to see how he will deal with the offensive capability of Makhachev. Oliveira is better at stand-up. Oliveira, to me, is a better submission artist. And yet, my money is once again on Makhachev choking him out. There's another interesting fight on the undercard. One-time pound-for-pound greatest Kamaru Usman is going to fight against Chimaev. Now, you know, Chimaev talk a good talk and is one of the toughest in the game right now. But I saw chinks in his armor when he fought Paulo Costa a couple months ago. I saw chinks in the armor. Chimaev didn't take him out as easy as I thought. And I feel like Kamaru Usman is too good a fighter to lose to Chimaev. So once again, the smart money is going to be on the Nigerian dream. Kamaru Usman. I said, Dave, I see a man shaking his head. Now, people, let me get it straight. I think that people who can dance, they're a good dancer.
Used to be a good dancer. I'm a superior dancer. I've never seen yes, good dancer too. Drift. Guatemala. Yeah, good dancer. Drift. But I have news for Ilian Thompson and Noah Lyles. Work on the dancing before you produce a TikTok, man. I don't think the TikToks are very good. I saw Noah Lyles doing some reggae dancing and thing with his Jamaican girlfriend. Yeah. And he don't quite have it yet. He's good at moving around. He's a world champion. I see him running the curve very well. But Noah, you need some practice. Elaine, also, ditto. Elaine is a outstanding runner. But a little bit jerky on the dancing. I don't quite get it. You know? How is it that some people so smooth and some people just not? Anyway, that's only. It's the nature of the sport. Congratulations, new world number one table tennis player. Wang Chuqin is once again world number one. And why is he world number one? They're playing way too much table tennis. Table tennis week in, week out for the pro players. And your ranking depends upon it. So Wang Chuqin is probably 21, 22. What is he, deal? Somewhere around there. And it's a bit oppressive for top players. Wang Chuqin seemed to have Marlon's number because they met in the final at WTT Lanzhou. And I mean, at one point, the score was like Marlon couldn't win a point. This guy knows Marlon game inside out. And he's already moving to the spot Marlon is hitting the ball before Marlon hit the ball. But I don't think he will be number one for long because Fan Jindong will play him and he's not had a good record against Fan Jindong. We all know who the number one is. Similar to Jamaica TT. We all know who the big guy is, you know. Yeah, they all know. The big guy sitting around this table. Yeah, that's what they call me, the big guy.
And you know it, right? You know who's the big...
They call me the big guy.
You know who's the... Anyway, pretty soon. But what I think you guys make of what's happening in Jamaica? Every day is a murder now. There's so many murders going on. I spend a lot of time watching the murder drama going on now. The poor Mr. Philip Paulwell, one baby mama might be responsible for the next baby mother situation. It's really sad. Who watched the BC Show trial? That's a Portland man murdered one wife, well, accused of murdering one wife and then the next wife, and his son is also accused of, well, tried and think of murdering the next wife. You know, Portland people not normally a murderous set of people, you know, but we seem to do it well when we do it. I also didn't know that murders could be subcontracted out. You know, Beachy, we said to have paid $3 million to the murderer, and the murderer sub it out to a next man for a lesser amount of money and didn't turn over the money. Ah, boy.
Yeah, it's rough.
This week's Primal is only 60 minutes, but next week's Primal is going to be 90 minutes, and our guest is going to be 5 times United States table tennis champion, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest table tennis players ever to come out to the United States, Sean O'Neill, 2 Pan American gold medalists, and so on. There's a new thing going on in table tennis now where they're calling it Major League Table Tennis, which they've gotten all the best players from the region to play in a paid structure, just like Major League Football and so on. It's really exciting to watch. I've been watching it. I don't understand it. They don't play deuce, you know. The first man reach 11, win the point, and a lot of changes. I don't know if it changes are necessary. Americans like to tinker with rules, I've noticed. But Sean is going to be here to talk about his career and things, and I'm very excited about this. One of the legends. When I called him, he said, "Oh, legend to legend." You know what I mean? It's on a legend level. But that's sports commentary. What say you?
Legenda himself. Yeah. This week's show is definitely 60 minutes, and next week we'll be back to our regular 90-minute programming. And that was sports commentary with the controversial boss. And do remember, the phone lines are still open. Feel free to call in 1-876-552-7406. That's 1-876-552-7406 via WhatsApp only. Yeah. So, I mean, Peter touched on a lot of things there, and I mean,
I've noticed one thing though. Elaine Thompson is looking much happier.
Yeah. She's out there more in the public and seems to be enjoying, of course, whatever is around her now. She seems to, she seems to be in a positive environment, and that looks like she'll have a better season come next season. I mean, whether she's fluent with the dancing or not, she's out there doing her thing, and we love to see that, because I mean, them say everybody can dance, but not everybody a dancer. So I mean,
just do them thing.
Just do them thing, you know. But yeah, man, she should definitely look sprite, to say the least. So
and Noah seems to be here a lot. No,
I mean,
Noah. And you know what I like about Noah too? Him advocating, him talking up.
Yeah.
I hear him talking up for the awards and more awards for athletes. Yeah. And I see
not just one athlete a year, but athlete in every division, and saying that athletics need to form a different approach. Yeah. Whereas he is right or wrong, there's no much thing as right or wrong, but he's giving ideas and putting forward the sport in a brighter light. He wants track and field to be more talk about.
Yeah, man.
And deservedly so.
And I always notice this with these guys, you know, them always try to push and promote, and I'm not afraid to hurt them.
And being the world champion, I mean, why not? And we can see why he's world champion. He have some Jamaican connections, to say the least. Connections is a weak word. I was searching for a stronger word, but leave it at that. Connection. So
and then if he can really actually put tracks and it look like him doing some work. I hope him can push it further.
Because I make the so-called monsters coming out next year for Olympics Paris. Curry same on board, LeBron same on board.
Just based on one little
statement. KD. And when him said that, him said before USA lose in the FIBA World Championships. And then they go lose. LeBron coming out, Curry coming out, KD coming out, Embiid signed for USA.
Everybody coming out for the Olympics.
Booker, Tatum, everybody throw them hat in the ring. So
is he the savior?
Savior for who?
No.
For track and field?
Yeah, man. No, for track and field. No, man, in promoting this, in pushing the sport. Yeah. More people.
Can he be the face of the sport?
Yeah, man, his name has been.
Because we know Bolt is the face of the sport. But I mean, in recent time, was the face.
But that is.
No, I mean, current athlete. Bolt is still the face of the sport. But
did Bolt do what this guy is doing in terms of
the chirping?
The chirping and Bolt never did that.
No, Bolt
didn't.
Bolt was more of a showman.
You know, the man. Bolt, the man basically had this LeBron, you know. You know what I mean?
But Bolt was more of a personality thing with the sport, which came natural to him. He's jovial, liked to party, do him, impose and him dancing and beat him chest and turn around. But in terms of advocating for things,
this guy's more like Muhammad Ali.
No, Muhammad Ali was a different thing.
I think this guy's more.
No, Muhammad Ali is a different thing. That was more social activism. This is more building the sport.
Yeah, man.
Building the sport.
But I hope him do something still, and because I realize that he's here.
He's promoting the sport and want the sport to be.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you say, I'm world champion. I mean, You're not world champion. What you saying you're world champion? We go out there and compete against every country in the world, and you know, who can say that? So
Froggy, you know, you still have to jump in, Froggy.
Yeah, we have Froggy in 5 in about one.
And Parchment, I hear Parchment sticking on track and field. Parchment talking about a clean sweep next year.
In the hurdles?
Yeah.
Why not? Because I mean, Broadbell, Levy should be back. Hopefully McLeod can come into the frame.
I haven't heard anything about McLeod, but he made mention of Levy and
Levy a bigger than
Broadbell. There's another one out there. I can't remember the name. Oh my, the name slipped.
Thomas?
Orlando
Bennett coming on strong. Even Tyler Mason. Tyler Mason is in the 13-1, 13-0s now, approaching that barrier of running 13 flat under sub 13. So I mean, and Levy already went sub 13. So we have deep quality in men's and women's side. So I mean, look out for that next year. But right now we have Froggy in 5.
We have Froggy in 5 now. Froggy,
take it away.
It's your time.
Thanks again, guys. Again, thanks to the listeners out there in Fit FM, especially Julia. You know, she's always reaching out to us. Again, thank you guys for listening in. But you know, Froggy in 5 going to take a different road this time. You know, we've been talking about a lot of sports, physical sports, but we're going to go educational sports. And during the week, I was reading the Gleaner, and I ran up into an article. We had a robotics Olympics in Singapore, August 7th to 10th. And guess who came first? In a category called Educational Engineering Documentary. Jamaica finished first in a pool of 191 countries at the Robotics Olympics. Who would I think that? And the award was basically just Katyn Johnson's award. And it signifies that we are not just a sporting country in terms of physical attributes, but we also have an educational background. And we have to just big up the students, Jonathan Smith from Campion, Sean Michael Ferguson from Campion, Duncan Stanley from Ulmas Boys, Terrence Grant from Glenmore High, and Kimi Chin Hillel, and Tajay Lee Hall from American International School in Kingston here. Excellent job, guys. But the significant part of that article that I read was that they were sponsored by a non-profitable organization, the Union of Jamaica Alumni Association. And it dawned on me like, we have a lot of sports out here who are screaming out for sponsors. And we tend to run to the Grace, Ray Nephews, the top country, the top companies. And I'm like, why are we not reaching out to the non-profitable organization? They can't make any money. They can't make any profit. So why are we not reaching out to them? Why are they not using even the charities? You know, my take on charities already. Charities are getting money from other foundations. Why are we not asking the charities to sponsor one event for certain sports? And this is an eye-opener to me, and I do hope that this avenue can be taken by a lot of these lesser sports who are struggling. They can actually go out there and use some of these non-profitable organizations as booster to help push their sport out there. And it's also would spread the organization itself, get them more coverage out there. Say, hey, this is weed using our little much to help our sport. And I hope for some way Peter can get a tournament up and get one of these non-profitable organizations to just donate and help out. I know Dale is one of those persons who can reach out. And before I go, I just have to send out a special thank you and thumbs up to Owen Hill, the CEO of Professional Football Jamaica Limited. We know that the JPL, Jamaica Premier League, will be starting next week, Sunday. And we have to big up also the Senton people. We know we have Limal Academy from Senton, who is a new one of the new teams in the Premier League, and also Treasure Beach FC, another new team out there from the western side, and they'll be participating in this year's Premier League. And good thing, Owen Hill, you're doing excellent work. You got Ray Nephew to sponsor the league, coming back from a 16-year hiatus, and now they are back. I think it's just 60 million plus over the next 3 years, and it just shows the type of work when somebody dedicate themselves to something, the type of work they'll put in to get it done. And I have to just say thumbs up, Owen Hill, they're doing a good job. But try say the minute you drop off Primal, they are fear, you know.
No dropping off. No dropping off. Opposite. There's no dropping off.
That's why I'm fragging
from year 1 to year 2, bigger and brighter things. Because last year was a success for the Jamaican Premier League, and I think that with even bigger sponsors on board now, this year should be.
And Owen is one of us too, you know.
Let me just say one quick thing about the Premier League. I was off mic. Until people from the Premier League can make the national team, the Premier League is a waste of time. I believe that people who compete in Jamaica's best league must be able to make Jamaica's best team.
Not
That's all I have to say.
Well, I agree and disagree at the same time, because that's not the end of it all. Bread and butter is to move from the Premier League to go into these clubs all over the world. And where you can see a player can move from the Premier League and go straight to Serie A, that is leaps and bounds and should open up windows for the youngsters to see where, hey, football is where you can make you play for Jamaica, yes, that's the pride and joy where you represent your country. But the real bread and butter is where you make in the clubs and the system, because you can always come back and play for your country. But where I can play for a Humble Lion or a Mount Pleasant or Dumbo, whichever these clubs, Arnett Gardens, and just move from there and go to one of the top flights and sign a big contract in Europe. We say Whisper now signing for Chelsea, although he wasn't playing in the Premier League. But Trevante Stewart, now playing in England. Shamar Nicholson chose a different route, got a different route where he went to different clubs now where he's in the French league. But to move straight from the Premier League to Syria, that's a big move. So it shouldn't be where you automatically you got into the Jamaica squad. Yes, we need players from the Premier League playing in the squad, but even so, you make bread and butter, you move from...
I'm sorry, I need a Premier League player or two to get into the national team.
That's the level that the Premier League should be at. And I think it's there, but the shopping list of the coach... The shopping list of the coach, as you said it, one of the things, because you play in England, you can't just make the team. So it's not so more so the players' fault, Because I see where we get Casey Palm and Joel Atterbury, like it's a package deal to them play for the same team over there in England. And
these are wrinkles.
There you go. So it's not the Premier League fault, it's more on the selection process. But I think the Premier League is a must.
Let us big up the Premier League, because
definitely.
I always want to see the younger people take up these type of position, a more senior position, because they have more. They have more. They're more creative. Instead of you have the same. And I see where Owen last year, you went to Sabina Park. I couldn't get into Sabina Park, and it's the first I've ever seen somebody for a Premier League match. So right away say Owen and his team
they're doing a good job, man.
Yeah, man, them trying to marketing themselves and them being creative, and that's what we want. Maybe one of these guys should run for presidency of the JFF, because I can see a definite change in the quality of the Premier League over the past year or two. And as you say, it's getting better.
And we need younger heads in the system. All administrative, the old ways where this man passed that man.
I'm not saying old people don't have experience.
No, it's a tandem. It's a tandem.
They're stuck in their own way, and then a lot of the times they've been there so long they get complacent and they just sit
need
down
fresh blood.
Yeah, man.
And even so, when you pass it on, because you get the knowledge from the older heads. Not to say that the older heads don't play a role or have a role to play, but they can pass on the knowledge or work with a younger set of people than just working with themselves.
Exactly.
When you look, is a bunch of 60, 70 year old.
Some of them really need to relinquish their administrative duties, because
pass it on.
When I look
have a
around,
successor.
You'll have like one person. He has like 3 different administration he's running, 3 different sports. Why? You don't have the time to focus on one thing.
A lot of that happening now.
Well, that man involved in cricket, same man involved in basketball, same man.
The hockey and the ice hockey and and one man controlling 3 and 5 and 6.
It don't make no sense. And another thing is that some of them not even getting paid. It's voluntary. And if you're not paying a man to do something, you're not going to put him all in art and soul. And I must get something.
And then again, as I said, sports is a business and it has to be run that way. And in Jamaica, we think we're a sporting country. We're not a sporting country. We just love sports and play sports, but we don't run the business of sports like how other countries run the business of sports. And I think that, as I said, we have to big up the JPL, because I think they're attacking it from a professional standpoint, and we see where it is yielding results. Yeah. So even so, this model that they have now, not to say it's perfect.
I don't put the Premier League matches.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's definitely a step up. Yeah, man, it's definitely a step up.
I will be going this season.
They are going in the right direction, and as I said, big up to CEO Owen Hill and his crew. And yeah, we're looking forward to the Jamaican Premier League starting next week.
All right, well, guys, it's wrap up time. We have about a minute. You're touching your robotics, so I won't say anything much about the robotics.
Technical.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. But Kane, football, we have Haiti tomorrow.
We're looking forward for a 3-1 victory.
3-1 against
3-1 victory, because I think that the boys, with the 2-2 draw in the stadium, won't be as complacent. And I think the coach should have a better approach to the Haiti team, seeing that we see them already. So, with the players in the squad, and I think that we are a better squad. Hopefully, we can get the output. And I'm always optimistic about the Reggae Boyz.
If we lose to Haiti, should the coach be fired?
No. Should he or will he? I don't think he will. Should he? We already be calling him from head, so when they win or lose, we already say he need to go. So, I mean, the result won't change that, but I think that he won't. And I think that...
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that, I mean... We should do better tomorrow.
I don't think the people who's running the JFF, they don't have the guts to do that.
Yeah.
Even the election is a joke.
And I mean, and I think that it probably...
They commit to him for...
It's already in the contract, him already getting him back.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Even the JFF election is a joke, because how can the vice president run against the president?
Of course.
He says he's ambitious.
Why not?
And if the president wins back, what happened to the vice president?
Huh? If the president wins back?
Yeah.
You'd have asked the president that.
Ask the president that one if you really want to keep that man.
Yeah.
Because you're right, still, it might feel like because a lot of
undermining, because you know how it run and you can make it better, but yet still you're not telling the president.
Anyway, well, I just want to see an overall change, and I hope that will come in the football. As I said, I don't believe based on...
And not everybody can lead,
Yeah, not everybody. I just don't believe that.
Probably the person who's the president will serve a better role being the vice president and vice versa. But where it is now, yeah,
but then that shows that there is no teamwork.
But where it is now, there needs to be a change.
Yeah. So we want a change. We want a change. We want an overall change.
Yeah, man. Definitely the administrative post.
All right. All right. So people know, it's a 1 hour show, and again, we want to thank all the listeners for tuning in this week. Fit FM 96.7. Primal 4K app, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you, guys. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Kane the Short Batson.
O'Neal Froggy Golston.
I know Peter is over there. So until next week, same time, same place.
Big up, one love from the Primal Sports X. See you next week. Same time, same place. Peace.